Season 1, Episode 3, Firekeeper's Daughter. I need to apologize for being missing for pretty much the month of April. My school had spring break, which I desperately needed, and followed quickly after was our prom, which I helped prepare for and set up for. And I just did not manage my time well. So I do apologize to you. But to make it up, I am coming back with one of the best books I have ever read, young adult or otherwise, bar none. The book is Firekeeper's Daughter. It's by Angeline Boulley. Angeline is a member of the Ojibwe tribe, where her father truly was a firekeeper. The firekeeper keeps the fires burning during ceremonies, and while tending the fire, tells the stories of the tribe and keeps their culture alive through an oral tradition. I had heard about the book, and then it came back to my mind right before I read it because I was at a craft night hosted by my friend Jessie. And Jessie, for some unique reason, has a lot of friends that are librarians, and we talk books pretty regularly. And most of the time, one or two of us are like, oh yeah, I read that, I liked it. And others like, oh yeah. This is one of the only books that we all went, yes, this is a good book, which says a lot. So I was taking a class on literature that finds authentic voice. It's a very librarian thing to do. And the course I was taking referred back to a 1990 article by Rudine Sims Bishop, who was at Ohio State, and wrote an article titled Mirrors, Windows, and Sliding Doors, which has become pretty important in librarian world. The premise of the article is that a book should either be a mirror which reflects you back to yourself, because it is so much like you, a window that lets you look into another world you could never even imagine existed, or the best of them are sliding doors, which not only show you a world you couldn't imagine, but let you step into that world with the characters and feel like you are living through it. Firekeeper's Daughter is a sliding door, bar none. Authentic voice we talk a lot about in thinking of our humanity. All of us have different experiences on this planet. It'd be kind of weird if we didn't. So my experiences from where I've grown up and the experiences of my life are not like Ms. Boulley's. They are very different. And she gives a very truthful, honest voice, because these are her people. This is her life. It's not like I chose to write about an Indigenous person when I am not. She is, and she gives a beautiful voice to her people. So beautiful book, just beautiful book. It is her debut book. She did not write it till she was in her 50s, which I think is pretty amazing. It's a thriller for the YA crowd, but I recommend it far outside the YA crowd. Main character is Donis Fontaine. She doesn't quite fit in into her Ojibwe tribe or the reservation, and she's kind of torn between the modern world and her tribe life. I think that feeling of not knowing where to fit echoes pretty universally through teens and young adults. Certainly did for me back when I was that age and the dinosaurs roamed the earth. She's getting ready to go off to college, and her uncle unexpectedly dies. And her mother is really having a rough time with it and needs Donis. So Donis is trying to support her family, her tribe, while getting ready to open the next chapter of her life. She is a fierce hockey player. Her brother is as well, and she hangs with the hockey players a lot. And a new guy has come onto the hockey team by the name of Jamie. And she's intrigued by Jamie, but she wonders if Jamie's hiding something, because something just doesn't add up. And it all comes to a head when Donis witnesses a murder and is accidentally thrown into the middle of an open FBI investigation of her reservation and tribe and someone or someones who are using their natural medicines, herbs, flora, and fauna to create a new lethal drug. In order to help her tribe, she decides to go undercover with the FBI because of her knowledge both of her tribal culture and of the chemistry of the herbs and flora and fauna. And she starts finding out all sorts of secrets and lies that have stayed buried for various reasons and various lengths of time. And as she keeps digging and finding truths, more deaths start happening. And in the midst of all this, she's growing and she's becoming her own person with her own very strong voice and a truth about her. The Ojibwe tribe knows a strong woman of their tribe to be an Anichinabekwe. Please forgive me if my pronunciation wasn't quite right on that. And this is Donis finding how to be a strong woman, stronger than she already is. So the book is set in Sault Ste. Marie. If you're looking over at the map on the left-hand side, Sault Ste. Marie spans Michigan into Canada. It lives in two countries. And there are many islands in the strait between Lake Huron and Lake Superior. Sugar Island is the focus of this book. And it's a true setting. And again, it's authentic to the author. This book has a little bit of everything. It's a mystery. It has thrills, like, whoa, I didn't see that coming thrills, deaths, betrayals, a lot of near misses. Are we going to make it or are we not? It has a touch of romance. And it gives honor to the hardships that I didn't understand, and sometimes I didn't even know the indigenous people of North America have had to endure. It touches on and gives just enough information about the Canadian Indian residential schools, which have been in the news for the last few years, to make me want to research it more. So the young lady in the black and white photograph on the left, that's in front of the indigenous school that is still standing in Sault Ste. Marie, although it's not used for that purpose anymore. Made me and my librarian self do some research and go, wow, I can't imagine that. But this author helped me see it. It also shines a light on horrific abuses that Indigenous women have suffered and to continue to suffer at a far greater rate than non-Indigenous people. And I did not even realize this was a thing. And I've been taught something. This book is so beautiful, but there are some horrors in it, and that's one of the horrors. But the horror serves to show you how strong Donis and the women who surround her and love her are, and how their strength was gained. So I love Donis as a character. She is not wimpy. She doesn't need a man. She's going to make up her own mind. She's smart. She's driven. She has big emotions that sometimes are raw. This book, there were places where I gasped that I couldn't believe what had just happened. There were times that I almost threw the book growling because I was so angry at something that was happening. And there were parts where I just sat and cried. And it is rare that a book gives me that full spectrum of emotion. So Netflix is adapting this book into a movie. A little worried about that. I'm not the biggest fan of movie adaptations, but I'm holding out really good hopes for this one. This book has won over 16 awards. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you now. I am very skeptical when a book is an award winner. A lot of award winning books I find to be dense, heavy reading, which is not something I really enjoy. This one is worth all the awards. And the awards are coming everywhere from librarians, Goodreads, the Indigenous people, Publishers Weekly. Everybody had something good to say about this book. It is one of the few books in my Goodreads list that I have ever given a 5-star review. Just absolutely phenomenal. So Ms. Boulley released her second YA novel in the spring of 2023. I have not gotten to read it yet because, as I told you, I didn't manage my time real well. So I've put it on my summer reading list, and if you live near me, you better not beat me to the public library for it. But if you do, I'm actually going to be pretty happy because that'll mean that you are using your local public library, listening to your local school libraries, and you're finding books that you feel you'll enjoy. So whether it's these books or another book with an authentic voice that you want to learn and appreciate, I wish you well in your reading. Until next time, this is Frazier.